Called Spring Manoeuvres, and it's about a family of three, a mother and father, and later on in the book a son who's 25 turns up at home. They live on the Holy Loch. This, I imagine, well, I wrote it some time ago, and it was set then at the time when the Americans were on the Holy Loch with their submarines and their nuclear weapons. And the family retire to the Holy Loch, but in spite of themselves, slowly come to feel very uneasy about the American presence there and begin to feel they ought to do something about it, but they don't know what they can do. When the son comes home, he is much more active and resolute about this, and he begins to work towards something to do in response to their feeling that they ought to defy the American presence. They ought not just to live there and sit there passively. Something should be done. And in the Easter of a year when they're there, there's to be a march, a nuclear march, a protest march.
There's a high road to Gourock and a ferry to Dunoon, and the world will be watching when we're marching through the tune. Ban the bomb and bip the bass till it's sunk without a trace. Put the Yanks into orbit, for there's plenty room and space.
And on that day, the son decides to do something that is more in his eyes than just marching. The father thinks that marching is all right. That's all he needs to do. The mother doesn't agree with him. She thinks that she ought to go beyond marching. She can't actually march anyway because she's in a wheelchair. But even if she could march, she would think, no, something stronger than a march is called for. And the book moves towards the day of this march, on which the young man, the son, manoeuvres a raft with a bomb on it into the loch. The father helps him in this endeavour. We ought not to have nuclear weapons on our soil at all, quite apart from the view that you hear expressed that if there's going to be an attack upon us, it's not going to be nuclear from Russia or somewhere else. It's not going to be that way that we go out. It'll probably be some sort of terrorist attack, not involving nuclear weapons. So I was interested in it, and I suppose I must have been quite strongly interested in those days to write the book.